This
Okay.
call is being recorded.
Well, good morning. Good morning. I'm Phyllis Nash, your Chief Sales Officer. So glad to be here. And yes, Ernestine, it is rainy, cloudy, and a little cool, but it's okay. It's still a good day in Chicago and everywhere. And we're about to start our morning visionary call with our CEO. And I'm going to go on and get out of the way so we can bring her up. I hope you have paper and pen to take your copious notes because I know she's going to drop some nuggets this morning. And so, without further ado, almost 18 years knowing this young lady, and that, yes, she made a huge impact on my life the very first time I met her because I never knew anybody that fired her boss, but she had just fired her boss, corner office, company car, six-figure income, but that was not serving her, and she decided to do something about it, especially for the people that meant the most to her, her family. Was able to homeschool her son, travel the world with him while he saw her being the entrepreneur, becoming MVP of 3 companies, building teams in over 46 countries. And then in 2017, did a pivot, went back into corporate America to be the CEO of a cannabis company, something she knew nothing about. But I love this about Melissa. Her mind is open. She will at least listen. And when she saw how people were changing the quality of their lives by using a plant, she said yes to the calling. Went on, and then in 2019, had a vision for a name. And then less than 2 months later, we were in business with Wakana, now Akana. And guys, I tell you, every time we have only just begun because of all the things we've done here at Wakana, of all the new people we met, we're getting ready to do that $1 billion big run. And with no other leading us than our own Melissa Boston. Girl, are you out there? You better be out there after all that.
I'm out here, Phyllis. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Oh, my goodness. It is always exciting to jump on this call to hear callers calling in from all across the country. And thank you so much, Phyllis, for all that you do. And oh, my goodness, when I get on and I hear your gracious introduction, I'm so humbled. I think back at the first time we met, and I'm telling you, Phyllis just has that presence about her, that aura where you just know. I mean, this is someone who absolutely is just going to be a star in this industry. And just to look to see what you've done, the records you've broken, all the people you've helped to achieve their goals, and what you're doing for us as our CSO, as our midwife, helping all of us give birth to unlimited possibilities, as our Chief Sales Officer. Oh, my goodness, we just love you so much. Thank you for all that you're doing to help lead the way, to lead the charge, to help all of us get to the tip top, and this time busting through the top. And I want to again say to everybody on the line, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Hopefully you had a super fantastic weekend. Oh my goodness, I think I'm still kind of on cloud 9. We had the most dynamic weekend. I'm going to fill you in on some of the details. In fact, it kicked off on Thursday and it started off early in Orlando, Florida. But I want to first share the meaning of Akana, our vision and mission. The meaning Akana means in the hands of God. Our mission, we believe health, wealth, freedom, and legacy are our birthright. By offering the most life-changing products and an innovative business, we empower people to elevate to their full potential. Our vision is to elevate the well-being of your body and soul. In fact, let's speak about some of the items that actually just happened last night, Akana certification. Tonight, we have our wellness certification for the Flat Belly Lifestyle happening at 6 p.m. Central with Dr. Prince and Sharon Dorsey. If you didn't receive your link yet for that, there is a full blast going out to everyone who's ever been eligible to attend. You definitely want to get on the call tonight because they do have some updated information they are sharing that's going to help take your coaching business to that next level. And again, that's happening tonight at 6 p.m. Central Time Zone, okay? Well, let's start by kicking it off by really just sharing with you a little bit of what we had the opportunity to experience all the way in Orlando, Florida. Oh, my goodness. We flew in for a conference. In fact, the name of the conference, Faith Over Fear. For those of you who went to our boot camp, you have the honor and pleasure of being on the line with Mr. Ray Higdon himself. I mean, this is someone who really is a legend in the industry, earns over 7 figures per month. Okay. He's just built such an empire with the Higdon Group. And so we were just honored when he blessed us, to give our team, some nuggets of insights, had a chance to talk with us a little bit about prospecting, how to really pique the interest, what are we really needing to know in order to really help make those conversions. And so he invited us to the boot camp. And so we had a chance to actually go to this faith overseer, not really knowing what to expect. In fact, was super excited though, said, hey, it's always great to go and learn from the presence of other 7, 6-figure income earners. Phyllis came along with us, and Steve Stuckey. In fact, we have to really give it up for him because, in fact, Ray's one of his contacts. Okay. We always say it's great when you really, when you're recruiting, always try to knock it out the park, right? Go for the most successful people And a lot of times these people obviously may not always be open for business because, again, he trains in the network marketing space, so he can't really do a company like this. But at the end of the day, that connection led to other areas of opportunity. And one of the areas of opportunity was just the connectivity of being able to be there in the presence of so many top leaders in the industry. I mean, it was kind of like a little bit of a family reunion because some of the leaders, we know them, they know us. And so it was just kind of cool, getting there, networking, just seeing where everyone's at. But we saw so many new faces we never knew, and met new friends. And so that networking was so powerful because you're in the room with the right type of people, right? People with the right mindset, the mindset, where they're really working to achieve more, to do more out of life, and they're open for this type of industry. And so this weekend, had the honor and pleasure of, really also, meeting some of the real top, earners in the industry, some of them, earning over 7 figures in a month. Okay. I mean, so again, just super, exciting to be able to be in the presence of so many top leaders. But what I love the most is the fact that we're able to be in this type of environment and have a chance to be students, to learn, to really be there, to go ahead and take copious notes. And some of you actually booked the online class. In fact, some of you, like Marcella Rochelle, she said, you know what, I'm going to be there. And she booked the live event. So we have the pleasure of actually being there with, Rochelle as well. So great seeing you, who came in all the way from Indianapolis. But guess what? Some of you tuned in from your local state. I know Gigi Harris, tuning in all the way from Dallas, Kathy Weathersby from Columbia, South Carolina, Sylvia Covington. I know she bought her ticket. She was here in Chicago, but was able to tune in and watch this class. And here's the power of that type of commitment. A lot of times when we look at events, all we see is the price tag, right? We see, oh, it's $100, it's $200, whatever that price tag is. But here's the reality. These are the type of events that oftentimes gives you the nuggets, the tools, some type of spark to take your business to that next level. And let me tell you something, folks. This was one of those moments. We just came back from an amazing boot camp, right, where we learned, the foundation. We learned, our system. We learned the SPEAR 1, 2, and 3 training. I mean, so many tools we learned from that. And so just coming out of that with the right mindset, where we were ready, for a $1 billion big, right? We're ready for that next level. And to be able to have so many top earners in the industry share exactly what they're doing to take their business to the top. I mean, it was so perfect. Here's what I know. I know that the people that continue to plug in to these type of events, they will be the diamonds, the 5-star diamonds. And so what you're going to want to do is make sure you're not missing these opportunities. And I'm going to talk about another opportunity where we're going to all get together. And yes, it's going to be in Indianapolis. And you're going to want to make sure you not just book that, but you're going to want to book that event and get some of your team at that event. You're going to want to get some prospects at that event for the Saturday event that we're going to do. Because again, it's these type of opportunities that we participate in that give us those missing nuggets, right? You never know what it is, what one thing you hear from the stage that takes your life to the next level. And so I'm going to leave you this morning with just a couple of tips. I mean, I wrote pages and pages and pages of notes. And I look at those notes like gold because those notes share the very secrets. It shares the very magic that's needed for you to take the business to the next level. And so we don't have time to recreate all of that. It's sort of like trying to give a haircut over the phone, right? It's overwhelming to try to explain so many different types of leaders and what we experienced in this short call. I mean, there's no way. I mean, we were there for hours and hours and hours on end, okay? And so what I want to do is share with you one thing. I'll do a couple of things, okay? But one of them was this moment right here. It's a message. And the message said this, and it might seem very simple, and some of you, maybe you won't get it, right? But for me, it resonated. It hit my soul, because what I realized is that oftentimes, we talk about how we do see so many people in our community, sometimes in our family, who are dying prematurely. But oftentimes we have to ask ourselves, what are we really doing, right? Yeah, we might be reaching out to them, but oftentimes there's other ways you can do this in a subtle way that can take your business to the next level. But guess what? It helps to empower the community. It helps to impact the community. And what they said is this: whose life is on the line? I'm going to say that again. Whose life? And it could be somebody in your family. It could be someone in your friend circle on Facebook, right? It could be someone in your neighborhood. It could be someone at your church. But the question again is, whose life is on the line? Because you're not online, okay? I'm going to say that again. Whose life is on the line? Because you are not online. And basically what that means, and many of you got it, you got it right away because you've been online social marketing and you know the power of it. But what it basically means, guys, is in this kind of industry, we have the opportunity to show up every day. We have the opportunity to show up every day on Facebook. We have the opportunity to show up every day on TikTok, whatever method you love the best. Maybe it's Instagram, right? You have the opportunity to show up every single day. And sometimes the opportunity could be business related. When your life is on the line, sometimes it could be financially. And because you're not out there just sharing some type of message, guess what? That means there's somebody who could have connected with you who will never connect with you because you're not online. But maybe your message is health focused. Maybe your message is about ways we can prevent disease. Maybe your message is about knowing your blood type. Maybe your message is about being an expert on what's happening on the inside of your body. But at the end of the day, if you're not online, if you're not sharing your message in a way that's not just trying to sell your product, because so many times we lose the audience because we're trying to do what? We're trying to sell the product. See, it's not about trying to sell the product. It's about providing information that can help empower someone's life, whether it's financially, whether it's something health focused, maybe it's something you're just teaching in education. And they gave examples. Like one lady, she just became an expert on magnesium. Now she sells a product, okay, that's not really related to magnesium, but that's her hotspot. She loves talking about magnesium. And by doing that, she built a following of hundreds of thousands of people. And guess what that means? Not only now is she teaching something life-changing, like knowing what magnesium can do to the body or the harm that it can happen if you're deficient, but guess what? She was able to convert into customers and distributors and build a big business, guys. And we're talking about some of these marketers are taking their business viral. They're able to go to those top levels because what are they doing? They're showing up every day, but they're providing information. And they're offering this information. It's free, right? If you're friends with them on Facebook, you're getting these nuggets and you're getting them every single day. And when you now go out there and you give free information, you give these nuggets, then it gives you the power and authority to do what they call a power post, where you do then drop the nugget on what it is you do or a product that you might recommend. But see, you can't do that unless you've earned their attention and respect, because you've given so much to the world as it relates to just healthy options and alternatives. And we learn to simplify it. I mean, some of the other things that I've learned is that since we've been the big gurus, okay, on social media back in 2016 and 2015, when we were building it all around the world. I mean, literally, I built business in 46 countries. But guess what? Since then, a lot has changed. And what was exciting is we were able to take and learn from people that were out there doing social media big time right now. You know, we're talking about millions of followers. We're talking about people that have built seven-figure businesses, and they're doing it right now on social media. And you're learning from them in real time, guys. And that was so powerful. It was so exciting. It was also great because it helped to build belief. Oftentimes, the challenge in this industry is people sometimes just don't have the belief. You know, you don't have the belief that you can do it. And when you go to the big events, just like when we went to the $1 Billion Big Boot Camp, for many of you, what it gave you was the belief. You were able to see the clear pathway to getting to $1 Billion Big. You were able to see yourself out there achieving and succeeding. And in this particular event, we were able to witness so many people who their stories, oh my goodness, some of them just brought you down to your knees. I mean, the audience, you know, we're in tears. I mean, we're crying because it's like, oh my God, you know, I can't believe one person went through all of that. But to witness what they've been through and then what they were able to overcome on the other side. I mean, these were obstacles that would take most people out, but they were able to not only overcome, but achieve their goals and dreams, hit top levels. It was so inspiring, okay? And here's a reality check, okay? We're going to do a checkup real quick because oftentimes, too, sometimes we forget the simplicity of this industry, the simplicity of this business, okay? We overcomplicate it because we focus, you know, what we know on just a handful of people, and we wonder why we never got our two. Like some of you are still struggling to get your two, right? You don't have your two yet since boot camp. Some of you have your two. And one of the questions, one of the gentlemen asked the audience, okay? And this is someone, again, another seven-figure earner in the industry. He said, how many friends do you have on Facebook? And for some of you on the line, maybe you have 500 friends. Maybe you have 5,000 friends. He then said, out of your friend circle on Facebook, he said, how many people in that circle on Facebook have you legitimately prospected in the last 6 months? How many? Okay. Now, let's say you said you have 500 and you think about it and you prospected 5 of those, right? I mean, think about that for a second, guys. We're talking about 1%. Okay. He said, write down the percentage of the people you've talked to in the last 6 months. And think about it. How many have you talked to in the last 10 days, in the last 30 days? Think about that. And that typically becomes most people's problems. See, most people's problems is that you're just not doing enough, okay? You're just not doing enough, and you're not realizing what it is that top earners are doing to make their business grow, to make their business thrive. So many times you find people in your group that probably have more talent than many of the top seven-figure earners we meet, right? But the difference between the seven-figure and six-figure earners that we're meeting, right, is the fact that they're just willing to do a lot more than the average person, guys. And that's really probably the biggest takeaway for me. You know, you're looking and you're meeting and you're realizing, wow, a lot of what they're sharing is very similar to what you've already learned before. Some of it is fresh and new because there are updates, especially the ones on social media. Even within our group, we've learned a lot of things we can do better inside of our group page. In fact, we met a woman, and that's what her specialty is. Her specialty is building. She built these groups on Facebook. And that was my other takeaway, too. As great as Instagram is, as great as TikTok is, and many of them mastered TikTok and Instagram, one of the things they came back and all said, many of them, is their number one tool is still Facebook. And the reason for that is they're still finding they're receiving the biggest bang, okay, on Facebook. And so I thought that was very empowering because we do most of our business still on Facebook, even though we're learning Instagram and TikTok, okay? So that was a big takeaway. But another takeaway was from one of the women who's an expert in building groups. and she talks about the power of what we're doing as far as building our group. I mean, we have a group right now in our Icona Lifestyle page that's over 14,000 people. I want you to think about that for a second. 14,000 people in that one group on Facebook. And what she mentioned is there's so much power in that, because unlike your big, huge companies, right? You can think about, your Microsofts, you can think about your Googles, you can think about all these brands like Amazon. They have customers, and that's great. But the power of what you have, right? The power of what we have is we have community, okay? We have people that are connected in a community format where we are connected now as family, right? We started off as strangers and friends, and it really becomes family. And there's so much power in that. And now what we've got to do is understand some of the new techniques that are being implemented right now that's changed since we were building it big, okay, as networkers prior to becoming owners, right? And so just learning some of those new techniques has given us so much insight. And so again, I took pages and pages of notes. I mean, we took so many film shots, okay? So many camera shots of different pictures. And the other thing that they really, told us to do, they said, don't just take this information, but find something that you can start posting on that you've learned at this event and share that publicly. And so that's one of the challenges too for us, is to share that publicly. So you're going to be able to follow us and see what we're sharing regarding some of the things we've learned and tagging those experts. One of the things that I really also, felt so empowered by is they said, you don't just share stuff, right? So many times people share stuff, and that's great. But guys, you got to also give credit where credit's due. If you learn that from someone specific, give them the credit. Don't just take information and share it. We got to make sure we're properly edifying the people in which you've received that information from. Because one of the things you're going to learn, it's going to actually be something that's going to help endear that person to you too. I mean, imagine people like a Ray Higdon, right, who does something really powerful. If we said this is what he did and we're tagging him and giving him that public praise, there's just also a respect that top leaders have when they see people are doing things the ethical way. You're not just out there trying to take information, right? And so I thought it was really powerful because what they're teaching is protocol. And a lot of times, in business, something duplicates. It can duplicate right or it can duplicate wrong, but you got to understand protocol and the importance of really making sure, one, you're edifying, but you're also giving credit where credit's due. And I just thought, again, these were nuggets that everyone needed to hear, okay? And so, and the last point I'm going to share regarding what we've learned over the past few days, again, we can go on and on because we're talking about hours worth of training, okay? Hours worth of training. It talked about how so many times, we show up on social media, and in the past they were telling us, hey, find 4 things to post about every single day, right? Find 4 things to post about, things that you're interested in. But that has changed, okay? That has completely changed. And so there's a new way they're doing it, not just based on, hey, let's just change it for the sake of changing it, but society has changed. I want you to realize we've just been through a pandemic. The way people want to receive information has changed. The way you're required to deliver it has changed, okay? And so we'll share that because, again, that training alone will probably take at least 30 minutes. But the one thing I got out of it as a nugget that I can leave you right now is at the end of the day, think about one item that you can really become an expert in. Like I said, that other lady, she became an expert in magnesium, okay? Think about one item, right, that you feel so passionate about. And there's a formula, a test that they use to help you find that one item, okay? There's like a series of questions. But what we're going to do probably maybe in an upcoming another boot camp, because I really feel like we should do some mini boot camps online constantly, really ensuring that whatever we're learning, we're quickly getting it to you so that you can learn and understand some of the latest things that are happening that can help take your business to the next level. So we definitely want to do that as well. But also, too, we want to make sure that whatever we're learning that really applies to everyone, that should be a part of the staple of our business on a monthly basis. We're also including some of those updates inside of our Icona certification. So you're going to really see a lot of what we've learned being implemented to ensure that however we're moving, the whatever direction, it's always also relevant to what's happening right now, okay, in the economy, right now, inside of social media. And I really believe by doing that, it's going to help us go to the next level. Speaking of next level, we're going to have another opportunity, and that's November the 11th. In fact, it's going to be the 10th, 11th, and 12th in Indianapolis, okay? And so there's going to be an opportunity for you to secure your ticket. Okay, we're going to, in fact, have 100 tickets we're going to make available, and these are going to be guaranteed VIP status. Now, instead of paying for your full ticket and for the full event, we want to start to gauge the temperature to kind of see how many spots we're going to need. We believe that with our last boot camp, we had about 100 people that were registered for that boot camp. With this boot camp, our goal is to double that. We believe we're going to double that, okay? And so by doubling that, we also know there's going to be some teams on the line that are going to really want to help make sure they're a part of this, because we're not going to just have a boot camp where you're going to come to get trained. You're going to participate in this one. We're going to do some active, not just role playing, but we're going to actually get you out on the streets in Indiana, okay? We're going to be prospecting. We're going to be recruiting. We're going to be on the phone. We're going to be making phone calls. We're going to see some people who are going to rank advance that weekend. We're going to put new business partners in their business that weekend. So we're super excited because we're making this a 3-day event. It's going to kick off that Friday at about 1 p.m. That'll give everyone time to fly in early Friday morning or drive in early Friday morning, so that you're really only having to take off maybe one day, which is Friday. And I'm going to really, compel you, okay, to be there all 3 days. Don't miss a day, okay? Because Friday is going to really be that hands-on, getting on the phone, really grinding, really making a lot of those phone calls. We're going to do that again on Sunday, but I really want you to be there Friday, because that's going to have an opportunity for you to drive people to the Saturday event, okay? And then on Saturday, we have a full lineup. We have a morning event, and then we have an event that's going to be open to the public, where you can invite your family, you can invite your friends. We have a team of medical doctors, a team of naturopaths. It's going to be so empowering. We're truly going to create our own blue zone here at Akana, and we're going to show you how we're going to do that. And we're going to invite the community into our blue zone. We have some special speakers that will be there on Saturday that you're not going to want to miss, okay? And then on Sunday, it's going to be another training, but those who might join you on Saturday will have the opportunity to stay for the Sunday training. And yes, we're going to do some more hands-on, more phone calls being made, 3-way calls, getting it done. We really want you at this boot camp to not just learn, but to be an active participant so that you can receive the skill set needed to go to that next level. And so there's going to be a special link that's going to go out to you, and that link is going to give you the opportunity to secure your spot by making a deposit. You make a deposit that's going to secure your spot. And then once you secure your spot, you're going to want to also share with your team to ensure you're not coming to boot camp alone. And so again, can't wait to get those details out to each and every one of you, because we have just such an all-star lineup. You're not going to want to miss our very next $1 billion big boot camp. And of course, some of our special speakers, Scott Reese will be in the house, Jim Giannacchio will be in the house, and of course, our diamond leaders and our C-suite as well. And so with that being said, here's some updates from the corporate side. First and foremost, I want to mention the deal of the day. So today's deal of the day, we're going to actually go to our seasonings. Whether you buy 3 of our garlic fire or 3 of our chili lime, you can buy 3 and get a 4th one for free. And so if you do 3 of the garlic fire, you're going to get the chili lime automatically free. If you purchase 3 of the chili lime, you're going to receive the garlic fire free. So again, seasonings today only, buy 3, get 1 free. And for those of you who've never had our seasonings, oh my goodness, know what you're missing, okay? Our seasonings are phenomenal. Not only are they loaded with CBD, but they have some of the best flavors that really help to awaken in your food. Oh my goodness, I love the garlic fire, even in salad. It makes vegetables taste so amazing. So you want to get our seasoning because that special is dropping today only. Also, too, if you've purchased the Elevation Experience, those packets will start mailing out today and tomorrow, okay? We actually were waiting on our extra copies. Those extra copies are in now. And so the team has been authorized to send those out so you can start hosting your Elevation experiences all across the country. And so with that being said, guys, I want to also remind you to join us at reboundwithakana.com. That's happening at 8:30 Central. Okay, saveourstrands.com. That's happening at 2:30 p.m. Central. And then zoomInwithakana.com. That's happening at 7:30 p.m. Central tonight. And tomorrow, I want to remind you to wake up to the Diamond Factory. And so with that said, we want each and every one of you to have an Akana day. Going to see you at the top, the very top, the tip top.